Okay, everybody, we're here. Hello. This is Professor Hector Lopez Bofill, from Spain. He was seriously involved with the Catalan independence. He crafted the declaration with the government. I want everybody to hear his story, and we're going to go through the monarchy too, the evil of the monarchy. Spain with Catalan, same system as Canada, similar constitutional monarchy system, and what Catalan went through. And I want everybody to hear it. It's for all Alberta separatists. I did the legal path to independence. Hector knows everything there is to know worldwide, bar nobody else, on independence, because their government won. And you're going to hear the story, and I want it from Professor.
Well, yes. Well, actually, there has always been the vindication for independence. We are an old nation. Catalonia is an old nation. Somehow, Spain has been an empire that has conquered lots of territories overseas, and they have lost all the empire they had in South America and so on, in parts of Africa. And suddenly they realized that they had what I call the internal colonies. Among them, the internal colonies are Catalonia and Basque Country. And it could be said that there are some other internal colonies, such as Canary Islands or Galicia. But is it clear that one of that internal colonies is Catalonia and maybe what we call the Catalan countries, which would include Valencia and the Balearic Islands. And, well, that's a long story. We lost our liberties in the 18th century. And in the 19th century, they resurrected the culture, our own language. And we had to cope with several dictatorships, Spanish dictatorships, repressing Catalan culture, Catalan language, and with the autonomy, with the advent of the so-called democracy, after the death of the last dictator, Francisco Franco, it was passed a constitution that was supposed to be more decentralized, more autonomous, friendly, but with as the time went by, Spain again struggled for a centralization of powers. We, by the beginning of the 21st century, we tried to amend our basic law, the basic law of Catalonia, in the sense of giving more powers for Catalonia, giving obtaining more symbolic recognition, and trying to avoid such fiscal imbalance that we maintain in Spain, because we are stolen more than 20,000 million euros per year.
I know.
So this is money that goes to Madrid and doesn't come back.
Alberta does 40 billion.
So that was the first strike. We tried to amend such basic law, but and that basic law was ratified by the Catalan people in a referendum, but the Spanish Constitutional Court struck down such basic law, such amendment. And so that meant that 12 judges were more than 6 million of Catalans voting for that amendment. Then began a struggle for outright independence that began in 2012.
Yeah.
And with President Mas that promised consultation on the independence. There was a first consultation that was not binding, but then we fought for a second referendum, for a binding referendum on self-determination. And the argument was the same that we can hold, that, well, if the majority of the Catalan people want to be independent, we have the right to become a state. And we, the independence parties, the pro-independence parties won the referendum.
They won the election.
Won the elections.
Won government.
Won the government. The president was Carles Puigdemont, who is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
If you see my Twitter, you will see that I'm with him.
Yes, sir.
Then in here.
Yes. So there you go, everybody. I'm just going to push that in closer. Keep going in. See that? There's the president, and there's Professor Bofill.
The
elected president.
Yeah, the president that declared independence.
Yes.
That was in October 2017. But Spain did not accept that. They seized the autonomy. They suspended our institutions, and they forced the government to go to exile. And the ones that stayed in Catalonia were detained and trialed and punished with more than 13 years of prison. And so the thing is that Spain had no other way than repressing us in order to avoid our independence. The Catalan will to become independent.
Can I share?
The point is that we are a Pacific people. We are not going to fight.
No.
And we are through democratic and pacific ways. Spain doesn't understand our will to be.
They don't recognize it.
To be recognized.
Yeah.
To build a new statehood.
And folks, Spain is a constitutional monarchy. I'm going to slide in here. Oops,
yes.
I'm sorry,
well,
Professor.
By the way, that's another story. The other story. Well, now we are starting again to become independent. We are fighting always for our liberty.
Can I give you advice?
Yeah.
This is something that's different about Spain compared to other countries in the world. Folks, Spain isn't a United Nations Security Council P5 member. Spain was an Axis power from World War II. If you, with the majority of the people, go to the UNSC P5, which is a trouble right now because Russia and USA and China are pretty big conflict. But if you get the Security Council to recognize in a majority, and if you want to look at it, South Sudan did this.
Yes, actually, this is part of my strategy. I've written on referring our cause to the United Nations.
It has to be the Security Council. They did it for Sudan, and you know what, everybody? I gave this teaching many years ago in 2019 after your guys' failure, and we've been following each other a long time, folks. This is our first time meeting in Texas, and it's great.
Well, the other story was that the head of the repressors, the one that launched an attack to crush our democratic movement, was the King of Spain.
Yes, absolutely.
Theoretically, the King of Spain has no power, only symbolic power.
But constitutionally, he sure does.
In the real sense, he's the one he's the boss.
That's it. It is. And it's the same with Canada. Even though we're two different, he's Papal Bull, we're under doctrine of discovery. First Peoples in Canada understand this very well. I just want to say this point, these monarchies, same with Canada, they hide that illusion. They trick the people into democracy that isn't a democracy. It's very, very autocratic, and it's very real for the Catalanians. Catalonians.
The 3 days after the referendum, in which we have overwhelming won, he made a speech, a terrible speech, saying that they were going to launch us, the army, everyone,
everything,
in order to repress our wish to be free.
Don't use the European Union. Use the United Nations Security Council.
Exactly.
Sudan did it. South Sudan became 2005.
Exactly.
And they did it by going to the UNSC. UNSC hosted the referendum. Worldwide, every UN state accepted. I know Canada won't recognize Quebec or even look at Alberta in succession. They made a crappy crown rule that isn't even achievable. Let all the other provinces who get the money from the one province decide. That's why it has to go to the UNSC. This is why separatists, and I know this video is going to go viral after, but it's for Mark Friesen, Buffalo Party, Saskatchewan. It's absolutely for Artur Pulaski, who's running my old party that I created and founded with the Legal Path. We are real experts. This is a living reality right here, right now, today. This is Hector Lopez, Bofill. They want a majority government. He wrote the declaration with others, but with the president elected. They won the referendum in massive majority. And because of a declaration, the Spanish government moved in. It's just another constitutional monarchy and autocratic system that smashed the people because they want the money, they want the power, the authority.
Yeah, they want our effort, the effort of our work, and we have to follow the legal way, the democratic way, the pacific way, with persistence, and referring the cause to the United Nations, which are the ones that recognize the statehoods.
I can help you with that. I'm working on it with residential school. I have the direct email, but you can't share it, but I would give it for you.
Thank you.
I give you right to the United Nations Security Council. We're doing it for First Nations in Canada.
Yeah, we have to make an alliance, and a strategic alliance.
But I'm going to fix Canada now, folks. But for those separatists who wish to do the declaration, to march on Ottawa like the convoy protests, you're going to get rubber bullets, pepper spray. It's not even worth. I mean, it's great to do political means, but you need the United Nations Security Council. If you don't believe me, here's the living proof. 2017, the expert of all experts, and we've been following each other a long time. And look at his following. My Twitter one's small. I know this video will go viral.
A new paper on that, referring the cause to the United Nations.
I'm going to help you.
Is forthcoming.
Oh, good.
So
and I'm going to get you that email, and you take the powers that be. I'm not scared of Spain, and I'm definitely not scared of any constitutional monarchy. This was a beautiful weekend, wasn't it, Hector?
Yes.
Thank you, my friend. Come here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Isn't that something? Many years, guys.
Thank you.
Bye now.